rodeo. Just back it up. Stop right there.
Still rolling.
Let's take two.
Still rolling.
I need one more from me.
Still rolling. You had one job.
Catch up on this. Lisa Berry, Rachel Miner, Emily Swallow, Kim Rhodes, and Briana Buckmaster.
Make it if we try, just the thought of us. Just the thought of us. Building castles in the sky, just the five of us.
All five of them.
You and I.
Keep singing!
Nice.
Keep singing!
Five of us. There's the five of us. I.
We're seeing Emily Swallow for the first time. Jacksonville's own Emily Swallow.
Oh, get a room, Emily.
Yeah.
Yeah, do it. They play brother and sister on TV, everybody.
Wow.
We can't even do it convincingly.
Wow. I mean, yeah, but wow.
Aren't you too early?
That's a new photo op right there.
Did you?
Well, we just so happens we have a photo op.
A new.
I would like the brother-sister grind for this photo op.
I'll take the incest.
Well, that's okay.
And scene. Everybody, enjoy the panel.
Bye. Go eat. Go sleep. Go enjoy your lives. Rob, did you want to stay or?
I'm gonna stay.
Oh, hello, Saturday. Oh, let's take this moment to formally welcome Emily Swallow.
I feel like we'll never beat that welcome, though.
What's that?
Can we beat that welcome?
Well, Emily, there's one way to find out.
Yeah! Whoops for everybody.
All right, yeah, it's going to be that kind of
Awkward
panel.
Humphrey.
It's been a while since we've talked about the workings of our vaginas in a panel, so... No, it hasn't. No, it's true. That's true.
Yeah, what was that?
Since the meet and greet this morning, really. How is everybody feeling? Okay, I like that. It was funny, we came in yesterday and we're like, is everybody really tired? We're like, no, it's just us. You guys are great. We're actually great now. I've had a fucking shit ton of coffee. Did everybody have fun at karaoke last night? Who was the best? Agreed, I agree.
Lisa, what did you sing?
What did you sing?
What a man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you did.
I love that. That's a good one. Salt and pepper, right? Always salt and pepper.
And on vote.
Hello.
You sang En Vogue.
On vote, don't let go. Don't let go.
It's a duo because it's a...
Oh, they sing it together.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Nope, no funny voices. I told you guys. What did I tell you? Where's Mike?
Where's Mike? He'll be here in like 15 minutes.
Well, he's fucking late. So I told myself, because I lost, for these girls who don't know, I lost my voice. They know, they were there in Rockwood, and the doctor told me I need to not come to the convention this weekend. And I was like, that's not going to happen. So she was like, can you not sing this weekend? I said, I cannot sing and I cannot do funny voices. So I've instilled one of my new best friends.
What if you move your lips and we do funny voices for you?
That's Mike's job. You'll meet Mike soon.
Sorry,
Yeah.
late to the party.
He's great. I just pointed him and he makes a funny voice.
Oh, I
for me.
can't wait.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's right on the money. That's, Rachel's like, shut up, Briana. That's fair. No, that's fair. That's fair. Got a lot of coffee. So, two things are going to happen. I'm going to pee my pants, probably, after this panel. I'm probably going to start weeping. For sure going to start weeping. Let's just put that out there. And Kim Rhodes is going to leave. Thank you. Oh, fun.
No, I'm good, but are you trying to make sure she pees her pants?
Yes. Or she's giving me something to pee into.
Caffeine is diuretic, and we need to make sure you stay hydrated if your voice is done.
Exactly. Thank you. Okay, what? Who? Where? When?
Where? What?
How? Let's go here.
She's terrified. That's fair.
Yeah, how couldn't I be terrified? I'm standing in front of like the most powerful women in the room.
They're all around you, baby. man.
Speaking of powerful women, if you're familiar with them, who are the women of Marvel that you all personally identify with?
Ooh.
Could we personally identify with?
I'm a huge fan of all of them. I thought some of the best female characters I've ever seen were in Black Panther. But I identify probably the most with Captain Marvel, which was like an interesting one for me, just seeing her strength, because there's a funny thing with having a physical disability. Even though a lot of things I can't do, a lot of the physical things, they take the amount of effort. Like, I actually like watching Olympic athletes and all those things, because I'm like, oh yeah, that's what it's like to try to walk. That amount of effort is kind of needed for each day, and I loved her strength, both mental and physical. I love that whole thing of the get back up and keep going. I also kind of like that she's on her own, like she doesn't need anyone else, and she's out there literally in space on her own, just like, I'm gonna handle this. And there's something I identify with about that. So. There's my long answer.
That's a really
Of course,
good
I would
answer.
give her a long answer too.
But isn't she also the most powerful? Isn't that the thing about her?
Yeah, maybe that's.
I mean, I would pick her just because she seems like she's got everything above everybody, so she's fine. I don't know. I don't actually know I don't actually know the characters well enough to say. And this is gonna sound bad. I feel like I know the male characters more. That's just because they're written more. I feel like Marvel female characters are written into movies more recently. Movies, I'm saying. I don't know the comics so much.
Fuck it, pick a male.
No, shut up. Don't make me work for my money.
She-Hulk.
She-Hulk.
I actually am going to go a little deeper dive in here because my daughter loves Marvel, and we have a bunch of books about just specifically the Marvel characters. So I relate to Mantis. I relate. So I'm a Gemini. So half of me is Mantis, and half of me is Squirrel Girl. I'd say that. I can assign other people. I also really like Mockingbird, just because she's a scientist, but also like will cut you with her tongue. She's like, fuck you, I got the best one-liners. So that's my final answer.
That's a great.
I mean, I'm a Marvel DC girl, so I'm always split down the middle on this one, because Wonder Woman is my girl. And then when I found out about Nubia, I was like, what? So that's my new favorite one, is the Black Wonder Woman. She's Nubia. And then I was like, and then we go to Storm. She's my next favorite. You're gonna see a cosplay one day, just trust. Trust. My husband sent me a picture of all these different cosplays of Storm, Wonder Woman, and She-Hulk, because he knows that those are my characters, and I was like, so, are we gonna do it already or what? Coming soon. And all the women of Black Panther.
Yeah.
For sure.
Now I gotta talk. Well, I was just, one of the things that I love, I actually went to see the Wonder Woman movie with Rachel Miner.
Yeah.
And one of the things that I loved, and this is where I'm also embarrassingly going to admit that sometimes I don't know the difference between Marvel and DC. And I know that that's like sacrilege to a lot of people, so I'm sorry. But one of the things that,
You live in the Star Wars universe, so you are automatically cool.
thank you.
You get a free pass.
I've got something, thank goodness. But one of the things I loved about, well, and part of this is like Gal Gadot playing Wonder Woman, is just like how much mischief she brought to everything. And I feel like I relate to that. And ultimately, like, you know, she's a badass, she's a super awesome warrior, you know, she fights for good, but she fights for good, and her heart is just so on display. And I love that about her, and I love that, and I guess, I mean, that's sort of the case with a lot of superheroes, like they, you know, their love for the people that they're trying to save triumph over everything else. But yeah, I'm just gonna piggyback on can we do like a duo Wonder Woman cosplay?
Yeah.
Awesome.
And before you go, what's yours?
Oh, for each of you?
No, for you.
Oh, probably Captain Marvel. I gotta agree. She's her solo
She's
independence.
dope.
She's awesome.
Yeah,
What did she say?
man. Captain Marvel.
Captain Marvel.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hello,
Yo, girl.
I'm back with my questions.
Wonderful.
So, I am a huge music fan. I just love music, and it really helps me get through life. And I was just wondering, when you are like, down in the dumps, what is some of your favorite comfort music that you listen to? Either a song or album or artist, whatever.
I only say this because we get a lot like, what do you listen to pump yourself? And I recently found a song, only one song, but if you are unfamiliar with Xenia Pax, Xenia Pax, from The Lack of Response, some of you need to go fucking look her up. She's got a song called Kick in the Door that is just like, oh, I want to be 22 again so I can go dance to this and kick in the fucking door. So yeah, that's my new
Xenia Pax?
Xenia, yeah.
Kick in the door.
You guys look like Muppets.
I don't know, I can't quite hear it. Yeah, it's like this.
I can't talk into my phone. I think have you hear me.
I can't. So
What you guys?
Yeah.
Nothing. Well, I'm trying to. My mind is split between like comfort music, like indulging in the feelings, or I still go back to like, man, I remember being in middle school and lying on my bed thinking about some boy. Probably Wilbur, who I dated for a while, even though like in 6th grade dating? What? No, we wrote notes.
Hold hands at recess.
Yeah, and I would listen to Bonnie Raitt, I Can't Make You Love Me.
Oh, wow.
Just all the feelings, stuff like that, like Counting Crows, Colorblind, those kinds of things still get me going.
I've recently rediscovered an old Gaga album. You know I love Gaga. And I cannot get enough of this song. Do you guys know the TV show Broad City? Yeah. Love Broad City. And there is an episode where one of the characters was dancing naked to the song, and it was so deeply funny, but also so freeing. Anyway, the song came on in like a Soul Cycle workout or something, and I was like, oh, I forgot about the song. It's The Edge of Glory. It is so good. There's like a random saxophone solo in the middle of it. It's so good. Anyway, I listen to it every workout. I think it's great to just like have a chuckle and get jacked and chuckle at the same time.
What's yours, Lisa?
Well, my favorite artist is India.Arie. So whenever I want to sing along to something or whenever I want to just chill out, she's my go-to. Like all of them. Songversation is my favorite album right now.
One of her songs, I don't know why I downloaded one of her songs, I Am the Light, and my husband was like, who is this? And then I was like, it's India.Arie, and so now he's obsessed with her. She's good.
I'm going to abstain because I feel like you got great answers from all of them, and
You don't want to ruin it.
And yeah.
I'm kidding. My mic cut out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, bye.
Hey, hi. I'm really weird with the music. I don't like the music questions. We're gonna establish this. Because also like for me, it's such a personal and of the moment thing of what kind of like hits me emotionally. And it's not always good, and it's not always like, and so I feel really strange about recommending it to someone because I'm not like, this isn't the song that I think is going to save you. It's what saved me at that moment.
Yes.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, no, I love my personal attitude about this is ask any question.
Yeah.
And if I choose not to answer it, I will say I choose not to answer this. But I just wanted to know why.
No, it's the same thing. It's always because when I'm up here, it's also like I'm here for you. And so I only want to give an answer if I think it actually it belongs to everybody. I'm like, this is so I'm not going to, I don't think it's particularly helpful. So yeah.
Cool.
That was my choice.
Thank you. And you're also going to have to answer all of my Harry Potter questions. So
That's right.
you'll be busy today.
Mike, what the fuck?
There you are.
Trying to sneak
Where
in.
the fuck have you been?
Seriously, we needed you, and you
Help
weren't
you find
here.
your seat, sir.
It hurts. What? Were you with Misha? Is that where you were? Were you with Misha?
Ass butt.
All right, be prepared.
Okay. Hello.
First off, I just want to say that I'm really glad that you got added, Emily. I'm so
Oh,
excited
thank you.
to see you again.
Thank you.
But I was just wondering, with the holidays coming up, and it's always a hard time for me personally, so I was just wondering if I could get some tips or advice from my favorite wayward badasses.
About how to cope with the holidays.
How to make them more manageable, yeah.
Oh, you have to ask the non-drinkers.
That's funny because I was like, well, for the first 30 years of my life, the answer was just make sure you don't remember it.
Can I?
Yes.
I want to say one thing because the holidays are now my favorite season. Here's why. At Random X, we do a thing called Holiday Kindness. So all the staff, we gift them money to go do good. And they put, like on Twitter, if you follow the hashtag Holiday Kindness, you can just see all these personal stories, all these amazing ways. The staff gets so excited, and it's just a beautiful thing to me to see people get that enthusiastic about just the fact that we can help each other.
Yeah.
And to me, that is like the ultimate spirit of the holidays. Is it's not about us, and it's not about reaching some goal, because you know what, the truth is a lot of the like perfect Christmases are people getting angry at each other because they are trying so hard to reach perfection. So, you know, or perfect, whatever, any other holiday that we walk around and we're like, no, because I have to have all the presents and I have to have my kids really happy, and like, you're going to be happy.
Attaching to an outcome, right?
That's
I've
right.
decided beforehand what happiness looks like.
That's right.
And if this doesn't look like my definition of happiness, I must be fucking miserable.
That's right.
When the problem,
we're fed a lot of falsehoods. Like, if it makes you happy, watch a lot of holiday movies and stuff. But the truth is that does not exist for almost all of us. So I think it's much better to focus on what is actual happiness and connection, and we can create that. It doesn't matter. Like, there is no such thing as being unable to connect to another human being or help another human being. If you are on this planet, you can do that. And so that's where things like the holiday kind of stuff is really important, because when you're feeling down, this is what I do all through the holidays. I click on that hashtag and I'm just like, look, this is real goodness. And this is people just going out there and trying to make the world better and trying to make each other happy. And that's my recommendation.
yeah, I like that. I think there's what I heard Rachel say that reminds me is I'm in pain when I'm in self. And so the only way to get out of self is to be selfless. If you want self-esteem, do esteemable acts. None of these are original. They all come from my people and long generations around the campfires. But finding a way to be of service is the fastest way for me to get out of my head, which just sits in a repeating loop of I'm not good enough, I'm sad, I can't, I won't, I can't. When you go help somebody, you actually get to feel like a rock star, even if they don't know you helped them. So being of service is a great tool for the holidays.
And it is definitely worth acknowledging that, like, it's insane. Like, before Halloween even, you start to see, like, decorations and, like, you know, you gotta put your lights up and you gotta do this and you gotta do that. And I absolutely agree. Like, one of the things that I love so much about the holidays is that there are so many more opportunities, like Rachel was saying, like, to gather with people like you might not even know, and to get to, like, help have a holiday party, like, for some kids or people who have truly nothing. And getting to form these communities with people that you have nothing in common with, but you're all coming together to help somebody else. Like, that can be such unexpected joy and such a way to, like, defy whatever, you know, the expectations you have because you think you need to have the 500 bows that are on aisle 1 and like, I don't even, it's astonishing to me. So I liked Rachel's suggestion a lot.
I mean, I'm just gonna say just piggyback on what you said, Kim, because I'm just a big believer in like, just give what you want to receive. You know, if you want to receive love, give love. If you want to receive patience, give patience. If you want to receive kindness, give kindness, because that is just the way that we kind of add love to the atmosphere.
Well, it's how you find it in yourself.
Because it's got to pass through you.
It's already there.
You know, India Arie has a song where it's like the first words you hear, the first words you say, you're the first to hear. So everything that you give to anybody else, you get to feel it first. So it's kind of a little selfish, you know? You're like, if I want to give love, I got to be love and then share that. So it kind of has a beautiful circle unity to it. Thanks for your question.
Thank you so much.
Hi. How does it feel to be some of the most badass bitches on television?
How does it feel to you? We need to call someone to answer that.
Wait, is that your question?
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I didn't think I was gonna make the panel because I ate something that is evacuating my body.
They're like, where's Kim? I'm like, she's fine, but she's not feeling well right now.
Her intestines are not supporting her existence today.
I tried to put on a shirt today that was one of those like with an inside bra.
Oh, fuck those
like
things.
I really wasn't certain I was gonna either break a bone or collapse the lung. And I got all twisted out and I literally was like yelling to try to untwist.
Before I got dressed this morning, I literally picked up everything and smelled it first. And went, is this good enough? So it feels pretty good.
Awesome.
Yeah, but honestly, I think we can all agree, like, what makes us feel stronger and more confident in whatever you're associating with being badass is each other and all of you. And I have to say, I've never felt so badass as I have being with all of these women here. That just to be encouraged that it's okay and you are free to exist as yourself, and we appreciate that you exist exactly as you are and don't alter yourself. That is the strongest feeling in the world.
That's great. Thank you.
Thank you.
You're a badass, and you're a badass, and you're a badass. Hi.
Hi. So my question is, if you would be in any Disney movie, what Disney movie would you be in, and
Little
why?
Mermaid.
Oh,
Little Mermaid. I've always wanted to be Ursula.
But if you don't have a Disney movie, just pick a movie that you want to be.
Oh, I have to narrow this down. Someone else talk first.
Well,
Little Mermaid, Lion King.
Are we counting Star Wars as Disney?
Yes.
Yes.
Because I would want to be in one of the new Star Wars
new
films.
Star Wars,
Like,
for
I
sure.
think like Rey is my ultimate
Rey's so
awesome
cool.
character. And anything like just being in this, I will be in the background.
What was the last thing? Did you say Jar Jar Binks?
No.
Oh, good. I was like, what?
Being in a scene with her. Like,
I was like, that is an unusual choice. Not many people want to be that guy.
I'm okay with being Jar Jar.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like,
you're winning either way.
yeah, whatever. Yeah, no, and I kind of like, there's that part of me that defends anyone who's been made fun of. That's me. I'm like that too. So, yeah, I'm okay. I'm Jar Jar. You're not.
We are all Jar Jar.
We're all Jar Jar.
I'm a little sad and embarrassed at what I think have arrived at my answer. because of course, I need details with a lot of these non-specific questions. I'm like, well, if I was in WALL-E, would I be a robot or a human? Would it be me? Because then I could save those poor babies, because none of those babies had mommies that were like, I go down the rabbit hole. So I retrieved myself, and I realized I think my answer is Descendants 3.
You say that you don't watch much, and I've never even heard of
It's because of my daughter.
Right.
I blame my child. But yeah, we have soundtracks on. She owns the Uma outfit. She is a big fan of it, and I'm like, I think I would make a great mother of a descendant. I don't know which bad guy I would be, but I would be an awesome maternal source of evil.
My answer is probably a little obvious and pedantic, but I think I would like to be in Frozen. Mostly because I remember when it first came out, and I had heard all the hubbub about it being a good Disney movie, and it had been a while since Disney had put out a really, really successful animated movie. Not that that movies weren't good, I just mean commercially successful. And it was the first movie that had a love story between two sisters. It had nothing to do with a romantic relationship, the core story, and I just thought it was so moving, and I thought it was going to just change everything, and I love that about it. And I love the song from Frozen.
Mike, you're up, dude.
I don't know it.
Let it go. Let it go.
Oh, Mike, no. Mike, look.
I'm so disappointed right now.
Before you got here, they were telling me that you are the voice of Briana, and I had such high hopes, and so far, you know, I'm not mad, I'm just disappointed.
I picked you out. Like a true mom. I'll give you another chance, Mike. Don't worry. I did that on purpose.
I tried so hard.
No, you didn't. It's okay. You'll get one more chance. All right. Emily.
My brain has gone like 20 different places because it truly, like that, I dream of being a voice in a Disney movie someday. But then I also thought, well, wouldn't it be fun to be 101 Dalmatians and just get to play with all those dogs? So I would go for that. I think, aren't they doing a live remake of it?
I think so, yeah.
Now with Emma Stone as Cruella DeVille?
Yeah.
That sounds fun. But I would just be like the dog handler, and I'd go be under a pile of puppies all the time.
Get peed on a lot.
That's all right.
You know
My
what?
dog
You're into
pooped on
that.
my husband once.
I did.
Pardon? What? Wait.
So we have a dog, Norma Jean Meatballs. You can follow her on Instagram. And when she was like 4 months old, I guess, like, I got this text from my husband. He said, Norma just pooped on me.
Oh,
they were napping.
Oh, yeah. No, Kim and I heard very different
They
things.
were napping. And she was asleep. He was lying down. She was lying on his belly, and he was petting her. And then he said he felt something on his hand, and he looked down, and she had pooped on him in her sleep. And if that is not, like, clearly she felt very safe.
It's like being parents to a newborn.
Yeah.
Truly.
There you go.
I thought you said that your husband peed on you once.
I heard poop.
Oh, poop.
Her
Yeah.
husband was the source, and she was the recipient.
She was the recipient.
The same
And I was like, hey man, if you're into that, I don't know why you're feeling
my
it.
takeaway
Disney
was
movies to
my takeaway is the way we show that we feel safe and loved, just pooping on each other.
Did you see us all in the green room before we come on this panel? We're like, pre-show pee? Pre-show who needs to pee? Who needs a pee-pee? Who needs a pee-pee? Pre-show pee-pee? That's how we talk to each other. We're all babysitters
It's
of
gonna
each
change
other.
your conversations in the bathroom now.
Thank
Give
you for
people
your
privacy
question.
if they want it. Don't feel like you have to connect in the bathroom. It's okay. It's okay to have your
What have you
space.
done, Emily? What have you done? Suddenly everybody's either terrified to go to the bathroom or is rushing to the bathroom. Just want to connect. Hello.
This year I got my first tattoo and I adore it. It feels like an extension of myself. I know a lot of you lovely ladies have tattoos. If you do, what's your favorite one? And if you don't, what would you like and what does it mean to you?
Kim?
No, I don't even know how to make this story short. My favorite one is my butterfly that I did for my daughter that she contributed to. She actually drew the part that looks like a 10-year-old scrawled on me is because it's a 10-year-old scrawl that he recreated very well. So that's my daughter because she is an alien dragon butterfly.
That's awesome.
Do you have tattoos?
No.
You don't.
Yeah.
And I get tattoos whenever I get my period. Do you know what I mean? Like, I'm just like, sure, I'll get a tattoo, sure. And so, like, I got a tattoo on my finger and it didn't take, and I've never had that happen before, or just came off. You're like, oh, that does happen. But my favorite one is probably my unicorn tattoo, which I got for my daughter, because I was like, Mom's gonna get a new tattoo, what should I get? And she said, a unicorn. So I did. And then my very first tattoo is on my lower back.
I have one of those too.
Everybody has one.
But I feel like, no, I got mine before they were dubbed tramp stamp.
Oh. I didn't. I was 18. I didn't know what a tramp stamp was.
Exactly.
I learned that in college. But it was so funny. When I was 18, I knew I wanted to get my first tattoo. All my girlfriends in high school had gotten them when they were in high school. They, smoke a bunch of pot. My girlfriend, she's gonna kill me for telling this. She's gotten it covered since, but her parents didn't want her to get a tattoo. So when she was like 16, she went to some guy's basement and a tattoo of a Smurf drinking beer on her shoulder. Fuck you, Mom. No, actually, fuck you, Megan, a little bit.
Which Smurf?
What's that?
Which Smurf?
I don't know. It was not Papa Smurf. It was not...
Smurfette?
It's just a Smurf. But I got... So my parents... Drunk Smurf now, yeah. My parents were like, you have to get a note from the doctor to get a tattoo. And then my mom actually ended up designing my tattoo. So she drew it out. It's the tragedy comedy masks, because of course. And then she came with me to the tattoos parlor, me and my girlfriends. She took pictures of us with our tattoo artists. It was very cute. And that was kind of a cute experience.
Yeah, I really love my tattoos, and I find it very empowering. Especially the more recent ones I've gotten. I love this one. I'm like hitting myself in the mouth, sorry. But I really do like it. And I also, one of my favorites, because I think no one can really see it and no one knows what it means, but I've got a Tibetan symbol of a bodhisattva called Tara that I really is special to me. And it means basically compassion and kindness and the embodiment of that. So yeah.
My tattoos are all reminders. The first tattoo that I got was when I was 21, and my friend Angie got it for me because she's like, you've been talking about getting a tattoo for like 5 years. You want to get one? I was like, yeah, bitch, I want to get one. And she's like, happy birthday. And so I kind of couldn't back out, and I was like, oh, right on. Thank you. And it's a cross with a treble clef wrapped around it because I'm, as you know, I'm notorious for just throwing away my voice. And it was the first reminder that as much as I may not understand it or be able to use it or really dive into all of what my voice is, I have to acknowledge that there was a gift given to me. And so that's what that first one was. And then when I went on a spiritual retreat, it was ironically because this one girl got up and she started talking about her insecurities around singing. And I was like, whoa, get out of my head. And then another girl got up and started talking about singing, and I was like, what is happening? And they were amazing singers. Like, this girl started singing Alicia Keys better than Alicia Keys, and I was like, how did you ever doubt yourself? Like, it's inevitable. Like, you are doing what you're meant to do. And then we were all talking about the movie Sing, And we were like, oh my God, have you seen it? Have you seen it? And then we were all like, oh my God, we're the elephants. We're the ones who are like, we can only sing when we feel really comfortable, you know? And so we all got tattoos of elephants and I got a tattoo with an elephant with 3 hearts to represent us 3. And then on this side, I got breathe, and it's got the B is the Sanskrit for the word breathe. And it's just, all of it is just a reminder that I've been given a gift and to use it, because I'm notorious for needing to be coaxed out of my emotional cave and not sit. Briana knows this. She's been my hand that's like, come on, Lisa, come on. And making sure that I use it and share it with everybody. And I can only do that when I feel really, really comfortable. So thank you guys.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you for that question.
Thank you.
Hi. So I play roller derby, and a big part of it is like coming up with like a creative derby name. So I was just kind of wondering what you would pick as your derby name.
Rocky Roads.
Oh, Rocky Roads. That's good. You asked me this yesterday and I didn't have an answer. It was like Briana Fuckmaster or something. That stands. Is this working?
Oh, yeah. I fixed it!
Scientist. Science.
Please, like, can you give us some? Because, like, that's so cool that you do that, but
It's hard to be on the spot.
Berrylicious?
What?
Berrylicious?
Berrylicious? Great, love that.
That's good.
There's got to be something with swallow.
Well, also like Biggie Smalls, I still think that's a pretty good one. That's like her handle. I think that's a good roller derby name. Now we need one for Rach.
Yeah.
Major Minor. Baboonski. Done. That was easy. Go team. Oh, that was going to be a hard answer. We answered the shit out of that question.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck out there.
Do you live here and do roller derby?
She asked her what hers is. Hers is really good.
Mine's Jared Smash-a-Lucky.
Jared Smash-a-Lucky.
Jared Smash-a-Lucky. Where do you do roller derby?
In about an hour south of Atlanta. So
Awesome.
my league's called the Middle Georgia Derby Demons.
That's so cool.
Well done, thank you.
Thanks. What's happening over there?
So,
would you care to share with the rest of the class?
you need a second?
No, I didn't really have a question. I just wanted to thank Kim because I had got some advice from her online, and she said just let it out, and several of the rest of you kind of backed her up. So my shirt is kind of dedicated to you because you said I could say it.
You may say any fucking thing you want.
Will you tell us all what your shirt says? I can't quite see it.
Oh my God.
That's amazing.
Oh, wow, that's clever.
That's great.
Come here.
Come up
I need
here.
to see this. Come here.
Come up on the stage. Yeah. Oh, she means it. She's throwing down her water bottle.
Oh yeah.
Look out.
Oh, I love it.
How clever is that?
And it gives you an excuse to grab your tits.
How did you come up with the fake part?
So good. I want one of those
to know
shirts.
how that happened.
I want to give one of those shirts to my daughter.
That sort of reminds me of
So cute.
do you guys remember Mad Magazine?
Yeah.
Do they still make it?
Yeah.
Where you would fold the back.
Exactly it, yeah.
And it would create like a really
That's
dirty
great.
picture.
Congratulations.
So old.
Really clever.
Look, if you want to, I am not, for as big of a potty mouth as I have, I absolutely, utterly respect people who choose to not express themselves that way. And when me expressing myself that way prevents you from being able to hear what I'm actually saying, I will choose, generally, a different way. I mean, unless you're telling me I'm unladylike, in which case, suck my dick. But to communicate. So if you have the feeling that there's an explosion in you that you have never been allowed to express, then I heartily endorse right now, on the count of 3, everybody's gonna shout fuck. And anybody who doesn't wanna hear it is gonna plug your ears. So plug your ears, ready? 1, 2, 3. Fuck! Thank
That was
you.
pretty much everybody.
I feel really good about that.
But it really can be any word. I had this is gonna sound ridiculous. I had a clown teacher once. Yeah, because I took clown class. And this was in New
Oh my
York.
God, you know how many good stories start that way?
I also dated a clown. I've dated a clown, a trapeze artist, a magician.
You had a whole circus in your you-know-what.
And then I had a friend of mine wrote a song about it because there were just so many fun things.
Oh,
But
yeah,
anyway,
you told me about
I had this clown teacher and we were taking this class in New York City, and he said, you know, that when you're in New York or any city with like public transportation, you're like running to catch the train, and there's always that moment where like, oh, the door's closed and you miss it, and you want to go like, ah, fuck. And he said, try saying, ah, nuts. And saying something so ridiculous with that kind of fury creates such an interesting response from people around you. And it still feels really satisfying. So
I'd say shish kebab instead of shit.
Yeah.
It was my attempt to not get my kid cussing.
Shish kebab.
And I still say, and I do it. People are like, shish kebab? Especially out of me when I like let my fucks flow so freely. And shish kebab. And even in the green room, there's like, we can't laugh because we know she's actually mad, but.
I say instead of shut the fuck up, I say shut the fucking door.
I think it is.
It gets literally that reaction. Oh, phew. Oh, wait. Hey.
No, it's so valid to say something that makes you laugh when you're most angry. I remember like one of my favorite arguments, I was like in the middle of a very intense argument with an ex, and I said something like, love is lies, and I cracked myself up. I was like, oh my God, that's so ridiculous. And I just like laughed hysterically for a good 5 minutes, and then I was
Love
like,
is lies? Oh, I'm stealing that. Yes. The new hit single by Rachel and Briana. Love is lies.
I can't like invest in this argument anymore because I am like I can't take myself.
You become a
take
meme.
myself seriously anymore. Not after.
You're a breakup meme. Love is
It's like the word
lies.
bubbles. I dare anybody to say bubbles angry and not.
Bubbles!
Ooh, that's good.
that sounds like a clown name. I feel like we've combined
Bubbles.
like, a clown reference.
Angry Bubbles. That's my roller derby name now.
Angry Bubbles. Angry Bubbles. Thank you for your question, whoever asked it, wherever you are. Hi.
Hello. Just want to say hi to everyone. You all look beautiful. But my question is, if you could give your character any advice for season 15, obviously if you're in it.
You can say if you're not.
Well, and if you're not, I think the advice is get in it.
Yeah, exactly.
We need all hands on deck, I think, is basically what's going on right now.
Okay.
Yeah, it was just what advice would you give
advice
your
for our characters if we were to be in season 15. Aww. Turkey face to shut up.
Wow.
Yeah, exactly.
Look at those legs.
Oh, robot Mike.
You know what? I think Mike needs some attention, you guys.
Mike?
Put a fork in him, he's done.
Ironically, I was going to dress as a fork.
Ah, dang it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, Rich, we've been asked if we could give our characters advice for season 15, assuming we appear in it. What advice would our characters need?
Well, one piece of advice that I think applies to all characters that my character didn't follow is Don't die. That's not a joke.
That's what I was actually going to go with. I was going to go with don't die.
Don't die.
That's funny.
So that's, I'm going to stick with don't die.
I choose, I'm going with don't die.
I'll go
And
with,
be on season 15.
I'll go with don't die again.
I'm with you on that one.
There you go. You're responsible for that. Emily, do you want to choose a different answer? Or do you want to talk about bubbles some more?
Nuts.
Nuts. Go shopping more often. I think for she finally went shopping and got
some
new
colors.
wardrobe. Yeah.
Wore some actual colors besides black.
It's a new.
What did you say?
You know, normally you wore all black, and it was nice to see you in like a mustard color suit.
Thank you.
Okay, you two.
So there
That's
you go.
enough.
Right there you go. You can. People say you don't learn things in our panels. It's not true. You do learn things in the panels. Here's the advice for the actresses on the show that you can take home and apply to your daily life. Don't die, and when you find yourself not dead, do a little shopping. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. The Rachel Minor, Briana Master, Kim Rhodes, Lisa Berry, and Emily
We can make it if we try, just the five of us.
What did it provide?
You and I, just the five of us. Building castles in the sky, just the five of us. You and I. So Mike's got a turkey on his head. Very, very topical in the moment.
Yeah.
It's holiday-erific. I don't know if you noticed, we decorated the stage for Christmas.
With Emily Swallow?
With Emily Swallow.
Yeah. You did. We went ahead and beat the rush.
The best ornament of all. Someone, for God's sakes, give these trees some water. It's so sad.
We did. They leapt right over Thanksgiving. They went right for the Christmas decor.
Yeah.
Is that the thing?
Well, they went for Christmas 5 years ago and didn't water the trees.
Let's watch Emily walk by awkwardly while we sign.
Here's Emily walking by, waving to the ground, because she's Emily.
Oh yeah, she's right there.
That's right, that's Emily.
Signing Borja, eating his leg.
Oh, Emily.
Note to self, I need to wear that hat. As something, hey, look, Emily signing a banner like a boss. Oh man, that Sharpie was not enough. She's gonna stroll over and sign the other banner. Watch her. There she goes, and squeak, 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 da da da. Oh no, she did it! Nailed it!
Oh, yes, she did.
Like the spell from drop the shot.
Marker drop.
There you go, Emily Swallow. Emily signing Swallow.
The marker pickup. All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, as you stampede towards the doors, just remember this. Mike Borja wore that for you. And there you go. And I don't know if the word disrespectful is overused in today's crass society.
Look at the shadow of Mike's head on the banner.
Hold on, no, it looks like this. It looks like you have antennae giving hard hands. Like,
He really is.
He's like an alien.
What's up next, Rich?
Oh man, listen, a lot of the things we do here at the convention are fun. This next thing is not. A lot of the things we do are sort of lively time killers where no one gets hurt. Not happening here. This is the time during the convention when shit gets real. You know what I'm talking about, Bobo? Death. That's right. It's costume contest. And this one's for keeps, kids. It's a costume contest. A full contact sport.